My 28M, ex F26, gave many signs of cheating, but due to her extreme ad, there's a good chance she did not. How do I overcome negative thoughts that won't lead me anywhere? So far, mindfulness has not helped. Edit to clarify title. Her attention deficit disorder led to significant forgetfulness and chaos in her communication, which relates closely to the points I will discuss below. I apologize for the lengthy message. I am not a great writer. Essentially, as stated in the title, I genuinely believe my ex, let's refer to her as Sharon, did nothing wrong. Nevertheless, I frequently, almost weekly, experience thoughts questioning this. I need a reality check because these thoughts are driving me to the brink of insanity, often appearing unexpectedly. I might be enjoying a good day when suddenly, the thought strikes, leaving me feeling depressed, anxious, and trapped in a loop of frustration while I attempt to uncover the truth in my mind. I find myself calculating what is probable. Just the notion that she could have deceived me or betrayed me, especially considering her frequent rejections of intimacy during our relationship, which greatly affected me, is devastating. I must figure out how to cope with this, as I recognize it's not healthy. I will outline the factors that contribute to these thoughts. I should probably mention that my first relationship ended under very dubious circumstances. My first ex, let's call her Tanya, may very well have cheated on me. At the very least, she attempted to convince me that I was irrational and obsessive. Ultimately, all my suspicions regarding her dishonesty about a certain coworker turned out to be accurate. This, coupled with a traumatic childhood experience, has resulted in my having very low trust in people and a certain level of mistrust in relationships. However, given my history, it feels more like a reasonable caution. We ended our relationship because she relocated for a job in another country, and she desired a child while I did not, which made us question the point of continuing. Nevertheless, at the time of our breakup, we still had strong feelings for each other. The reality is, even though we, Sharon and I, ended things amicably and continue to maintain regular contact, I occasionally grapple with these unpleasant thoughts that make me feel miserable, leading me to speculate that she might have cheated after all, and that I was simply too trusting. Furthermore, when we initially met, I was openly dating multiple women, and we both were quite flirtatious, having agreed at the onset of our relationship that flirting was acceptable as long as it remained non-physical. Now, that summarizes the circumstances. Apologies for my writing skills. Here are the reasons that lead me to think she may have cheated on me or that fuel my suspicions. In the first year of our relationship, we discussed infidelity, and she claimed she wouldn't necessarily end our relationship if I cheated. When I stated that I would end things if she cheated, she inquired whether I would break up with her if she had kissed someone. I responded that I would also want to break up. I found her line of questioning rather suspicious, especially since she had just returned from a party at her student fraternity where girls were encouraged to flirt with guys to collect as many scarves or satchels as possible. When I asked her if she kissed anyone, she said no, although she mentioned a guy who almost tried to kiss her, but she realized, "No, this is going too far," and walked away. I operate on a foundation of trust, and since she was not defensive and was open about the party, I believed her and chose to dismiss these concerns. Throughout that first year, she frequently labeled herself as a bad person. When I asked for clarification, she initially wouldn't tell me. Later, she explained that it related to something she did as a child. But since that behavior didn't harm anyone, I struggled to understand why she viewed herself negatively over it and felt it wasn't truthful. During our relationship, when she was around 23 or 24, she would often go out with friends, staying out until 4 a.m. and coming home extremely intoxicated. I suppose it was typical student behavior. While attending these gatherings, she was often hard to reach. However, she has significant attention deficit disorder, so sometimes she simply forgets to check her phone. She also isn't fond of being constantly available, which I find completely understandable. Yet, she is very flirtatious, as am I, but it felt as though she only felt special when receiving attention from other men. On one occasion, she returned home with bruises and a minor cut on her upper thighs, leading me to wonder if someone had touched her roughly. However, she is quite clumsy and tends to bruise easily on other parts of her body. Yet, inner thighs don't typically incur accidental bruises, right? By the way, she was not on her period. She had that several days later. During the same time frame, she often rejected me sexually. Even though I consider myself an attractive man and she professed to find me attractive, she would frequently halt my advances, push my hand away if I attempted gentle touches, and even stop in the middle of intercourse. To clarify, as people often inquire, I did not pressure her for sex or force myself on her. However, she expressed feeling pressured regardless, not because of anything I did, but because she was aware of my significantly higher libido, which made her feel automatically pressured when I showed interest. Fair enough, I dialed back my advances, and after some time, she relaxed, and this issue diminished. I accidentally discovered that she had blocked someone on her phone when I picked it up and noticed her missed calls. Upon checking, I found it was a family friend. Their families vacation together every year. Throughout our relationship, she often expressed uncertainty about whether she wanted me to accompany her on such trips. I always hoped my partner would join me, so I couldn't fully grasp her need to separate. However, I can understand that sometimes it's pleasant to spend time with familiar friends without one's partner. Still, in light of the blocked number, this felt off to me. Blocking someone is unusual. When I inquired about it, she didn't become defensive. She understands my past, which can lead to trust issues. She merely stated that she understood why I might be concerned, but emphasized that nothing was happening and expressed uncertainty about why the number was blocked. Perhaps it was done accidentally while holding her phone. Again, I base my relationships on trust, and since she didn't react defensively, I was able to move past it and continue to trust her. At one point, during our 4-year relationship, though I don't remember exactly when, I noticed she received a text with a verification code from Tinder. Super suspicious, right? However, in the week prior, while hanging out with friends, she mentioned that she sometimes downloaded Tinder to revisit our conversations as we had met on that platform. So I thought, oh, that must be it. Throughout our relationship, her responses would often be delayed. Especially during parties, she would frequently be unreachable, even after I asked her to drop me a quick message to confirm she was okay. She would return home later than anticipated, often quite intoxicated, typical student behavior, so perhaps nothing alarming. During a brief period when she was studying away from home, she informed me that she was staying overnight at a classmate's place after a party to avoid booking a hotel. Only later did I learn that it was a male classmate. When I expressed my discontent about her neglecting to mention that, she reassured me that nothing happened because he had a girlfriend, and she simply forgot to tell me. To her credit, she called me in the morning, and I saw her lying on a mattress on the floor next to a bed, and she referred to her classmate using male pronouns. So, it's not as if she was trying to conceal the situation, which made me willing to believe her that nothing took place. During this same period, she went out on 2 occasions where only guys from her class were present. She explained that it was coincidental, as the girls from her class couldn't attend due to exams or other reasons. She didn't wish to cancel because, during that time, she struggled to make friends and desired better connections. The combination of these incidents, alongside my personal fears, coupled with her notably lower sexual appetite, despite her clear enjoyment of attention from men, and the fact that I saw her so infrequently, only once a week or every 2 weeks throughout our 4 years together, leaves me feeling paranoid. I did share my experiences with my ex, Tanya, with her. We always agreed that complete honesty is crucial, even when it might strain our relationship. I have remained truthful in challenging situations, and I believe she has as well. For instance, I mentioned my concerns about her blocked contact, a family friend, and how that caused my anxiety since she often didn't want me to join her on family vacations. Additionally, during those trips, she became quite hard to contact. When I express these feelings, she responds kindly and understandingly, attempting to clarify that she wasn't checking her phone often due to activities. She explained that her reluctance for me to accompany her stemmed from fear that we might argue, and that she needed some space to unwind due to stress from her studies. She doesn't label me as clingy, jealous, or trivialize my worries. It's her approach that makes me feel safe and acknowledged, leading me to attribute more minor issues to my own traumas and related trust issues. For anyone who has read this lengthy text, my apologies. I hope you can offer your perspective on whether my concerns are reasonable or if I should consider seeking a therapist to address my insecurity and trust issues. Additionally, any advice on managing these thoughts would be greatly appreciated.